Okay, good morning students. Welcome to the chemistry session. Today we are going to start new chapter, acid, bases and salts. This chapter is very interesting because the terms which are coming across in this chapter we come across in our daily life, okay, in various areas. So mainly the chapter contains the three parts as mentioned: acids, second one is the bases, the third one is the salts. Okay, so first let us give the introduction today regarding the first term, acids. Regarding the acid, what is called acid? What is called? We may say acids in our daily life here and there. We may use acid here and there. But what is called the acid? Normally, in the olden days, acid is said to be called as a substance which is sour in taste. Substance which is sour in taste normally was said to be called as an acid. But every acid cannot be tasted. Every acid cannot be tasted. So, what happened? Later on, they gave the another definition: substance which gives H plus ions. Substance which gives the H plus ion, which is called as the hydrogen ions. H plus ions, hydrogen ion, in presence of water. In presence of water is called as the acid. So what we call the definition now we are using for acid is any substance which gives H plus ions or hydrogen ion in the presence of water. Okay, but we should have a minimum 1 drop or 2 drops or 3 drops. A little quantity of water is sufficient. In the presence of that water, any substance, if it is giving H plus ion, then that substance is said to be called as an acid. I'll give the example to you. So the best example we come across here is a HCl. The name of HCl is a hydrochloric acid. The name of HCl is called hydrochloric acid. This is a very mostly used acid in our laboratories. So HCl, when it is a very concentrated one, when you take a HCl in a beaker, and normally if we add a little bit quantity of the water, that too we are using distilled water, in the presence of the water H2O, this HCl will divide and gives rise to H plus as well as Cl minus. You can see here it is giving the HCl is dissociating and is giving H plus, and another is a Cl minus, chloride ion. So as it is giving H plus ions, automatically now the HCl is considered as an acid. I'll give one more example to you. So the second example here is a HNO3. These formulas are new for us, but you have to remember these formulas. The name of the HNO3 is the nitric acid. HNO3 is nitric acid. Same HNO3, this acid is also in the state of the liquid state. To this acid, if you take in a beaker, you are taking in the beaker this HNO3 and add a few drops of water. When you add a few drops of water, this HNO3 also split up, it gives rise to H plus as well as NO3 minus ion. Okay, NO3 minus means nitrate ion. Okay, H plus as what you call hydrogen ion. So it is giving H plus ion as well as nitrogen ion. We are not concerned with the other ion it is giving. Mainly we focus on the H plus ion. I will give one more example to you. H2SO4. The name of H2SO4 is called sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. This acid normally everyone nowadays is having in every houses. Where we use this acid now? This acid is present in the inverter batteries. Okay, I think so. Everyone is having the nowadays inverters in their houses. The inverters we make use of the battery. in that battery, the acid which is present is called sulfuric acid. Same sulfuric acid is also in the state of the liquid state. So like this, if you are taking few drops of sulfuric acid and add just 1-2 drops of water to it. So when you are adding 1 drop of water, this also dissociate and give rise to, okay, it will give rise to 2H plus and SO4 minus 2 ion. Okay, SO4 minus 2 is called as sulfate ion. It is called as sulfate ion, and H plus ion is the hydrogen ions. So you can see in this example, first example, second example, they are giving the 1 H plus ion. You can see the third example, sulfuric acid, it is giving 2 H plus ion, 2 hydrogen ions it is giving. And we can also give, I give one more example to you. Okay, H3PO4. The name of this one is called phosphoric acid. The name of this acid is called as a phosphoric acid. We don't come across this phosphoric acid in our daily life, but we use as a good laboratory solvent. Same thing, phosphoric acid also, when we add the water, it is dissociating to give rise to H plus ion along with the phosphate ion. Okay, phosphate ion. So you can see here, this acid is giving 3H plus. Okay, so if you note, everyone can ask a question. One thing is, sir, can we see these ions with our eye? When you are adding the water to these acids, can you see the ion means? Ions cannot be seen with our naked eye. Okay, but we have a confirmation test. Some tests are there to identify that the HCl is giving H plus Cl minus, or HNO is giving H plus NO3 minus. It is this type of ions are obtained. You can identify by means of some tests, okay, which you are going to study in your higher classes. Okay, these any acid which are giving like this H plus ion is called as a acid. So whatever may be the example you consider, so like this you can go on it. So let me give what are the characteristics. Normally any acid which we come across which we come across daily life. So now I'll write the example of the acids which we come across in our daily life. Okay, so the best example of the acids which we come across in our daily life, we come across is the first one is citric acid. Okay, the first one is the citric acid. Acids in our daily life, we use in our daily life is, the first one is citric acid. The citric acid everyone uses. Where you use normally, the citric acid is used, this acid is present in citrus fruits. Citrus fruits, it may be lemon, it may be orange, etc. Okay, second one, you can also have the ascorbic acid. A second type of acid is called ascorbic acid. This ascorbic acid is present in we can have the tomatoes. It is present in the vegetable tomato. Third one you can have is oxalic acid. We don't come across this ascorbic, oxalic acid, we don't come across. Only citrus we come across. Okay, oxalic acid normally we can also come across in we can have the pomegranates. You can have the pomegranates. Pomegranate fruit you can able to have. Here I am giving only one example. More than other sources are also there where you can find the ascorbic acid, oxalic acid, etc. Next one we can have the tartaric acid. Tartaric acid. This acid is present in the tamarind. Tamarind. So you see, we are using lemon daily, we are using tomatoes daily, we are eating pomegranates, we are using tamarind. So means daily we are using the acids, okay, in our daily life to meet our requirements. So let me give what are the characteristics of the acids. What are the main characteristics of the acid? Okay, so let us have the characteristics of acids. When you say the characteristics of acid, first point you say, acids generally are sour in taste. Normally acids are stored in test. All acids can't be tested. Some will be very concentrated here. You can see some of the acids we use for the cleaning of our bathrooms, etc. They will be very concentrated. So such type of acids we can't taste. Okay, that's why generally the acids are stored in test. Second, every acid they give which one? H plus ion. This is the third one. Okay, next, acids give the acids have pH value. Here you come across a new word, pH. Okay, pH value less than 7. It is having less than. So what is this pH means? Now I am giving you one substance to you. One liquid I will give to you. It is a colorless in nature. So I don't say it is acid, it is base, it is salt. I don't say to you. So I ask you how to identify a substance which will help us in identifying whether it is acid, base, salt. Here these are pH values. Okay. So we are going to discuss regarding the pH value in this chapter, okay, in depth. So now just remember the word pH. So pH, any substance, pH will have the range from the normally 1 to 14. So totally value will be, range is from 1 to 14 will be there. So I am drawing the values here. So if you have, it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like this if you take. So this is called as pH scale, we say. Any substance which is having the pH value normally less than 7. Okay, we will have the, how do you know it is having less than 7 means? We will have the pH papers will be there. I will show the pH papers in the next class. So that papers, it will show different type of colors based on their concentration. Okay, so if it is having less than 7, any substance which is having less than 7, they will act as acids. Those substances automatically act as acids. Any substance which is having a pH greater than 7, those substances act as bases. They act as bases. And any substance, if it is having the pH 7, it is neutral in nature. Means neither acid, neither base. Neutral nature we say. So like this, and a person new to the chemistry also can able to identify this is an acid having this acid nature, base nature or neutral nature by using the pH one we say. So if the value, all the acids will have the value less than 7. And we can note on one point we can say is that how much lesser is a pH value, that much concentration the acid is. Okay, so pH is how much is, suppose if the pH value of any acid is like to be 2. Okay, so I'll show you the pH paper and what type of colors will be there for how to identify. I'll show you in the next class. So for every value it will show one color. I am saying here what I wrote, 1 pH 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For every value it will show one type of color. How we have the VGR colors, we will be able to have the color. Based on color we can identify that acid is having pH 1, pH 2, pH 3, pH 4, pH 5, pH 6 like this. So this is the one. So every acids will have the pH values normally less than 7. Next, acids reacts with metals. They can react with all the types of metals and they can release hydrogen gas. This is a speciality of these acids. Acids, whenever they react with the metals, they release a gas. This is a point which is asked in the competitive exam. What type of gas is released whenever the acids react with the metals? It is a hydrogen gas. The question, this point is being asked for the 1 mark in our CBSE examination also. Okay, so the acids generally release which type of gas? When you react with the metal, they release the hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is a colorless gas, odorless. Odor means what? Smell. They don't have color, they don't have any smell also. Next, acids reacts with the bases. Here we are saying acid, second one is base. They can react with the bases. Any base it can react and form salt plus water. They will form salt water. I'll give a good example to you. So general example we are using the acid is the HCl, hydrochloric acid. This is acid which is present in our stomach in the form of the gastric juice, the juice which is useful for our digestion of the food. Acid, whenever it is reacting with the NaOH, NaOH is acting as a base. The name of NaOH is called sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is a base. Okay, now this is acting as acid. Whenever it reacts here, it gives rise to NaCl plus H2O. NaCl is called sodium chloride, nothing but our table salt. H2O is nothing but water. Okay, so when you are studying regarding the chemical properties of acid, I'll give more and more example. Just it is only one example to remember. Any acid reacts with any base and forms salt and water. This reaction is called as neutralization reaction. Means they will call that acids undergo neutralization reaction. They will undergo neutralization. What is called neutralization means whenever the acid reacts with the base, formation of salt and water is taking place. This reaction is called a what? Neutralization reaction. Okay. So these are the few characteristics of acids. Okay. All acid we can say. Coming to the next point. Many acids are there in our which you are using in our daily life. Okay. To meet our requirement. So these acids are being classified into two categories. Whatever the acids we are using for our daily requirements, they are being classified into two categories. So our topic next point here is a classification of acids. Acids generally classified into two categories. First type of classification is based on source, based on the source or what we can call as origin. From where you are getting the acids, where you are getting the acid. So based on the source, the acids are of two types. Acids are of two types. The first one is called as a mineral acid. The first acid is called as a mineral acid. The second one is called as a organic acid. Organic acid. So mineral acids, organic acid. So these two terms are new to us. We may not come across in our chemistry, okay, before sessions. What are these mineral acids? Any acid which are obtained from minerals, okay, obtained from acids which are obtained from minerals. Where you find minerals? Minerals are found underground of a soil, okay, in the form of the, when you are getting form of stones, minerals, etc. Okay, obtained from rocks and minerals. Means indirectly these acids are obtained from the rocky materials which are obtained underground the soil. The best example for this one, as we are saying, it is a first is HCl. Second, what I was saying now, HCl is called hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, HCl. The mostly used acid in our chemistry lab is a hydrochloric acid. Second one, HNO3. HNO3, it is called as nitric acid. Nitric acid. This is also acid we are using in our chemistry lab. Third one, we have H2SO4. The name of this one is called sulfuric acid. We are coming across many formulas and we have to remember all these formulas because we need to write many chemical reactions in this chapter. So remember the name and remember the formula. HCl, hydrochloric acid, HNO3, nitric acid, H2SO4, sulfuric acid, and we come across one more algae, H3PO4. It is called phosphoric acid. H3PO4. It's called phosphoric acid. So these are the few examples of the acids which you are getting from the rocks and minerals which are found underground the soil. Okay, we extract by the different various methods from the rocks or minerals, you can say. Those are called mineral acids, and these acids are very strong in nature, very strong. So how do we say strong means, suppose unfortunately this acid will fall on our skin etc. It will damage the skin instantly, fast, within a minute or etc. Totally it will corrode the skin. Okay, it will spoil the skin. So that is called as normally our acids, mineral acid. Second one is the organic acid. What is this organic acids? Means the acids which are present in our living substances, which are present in living substance. Living substance means it is either plants or it may be animals, including human also. Okay, including human. Okay, living substances like plants, animals. These are called organic acids. I'll give the example of this one. Okay, we come across the first one we can call is a CH3COH. All formulas, right? CHCOH. This is called as acetic acid. Acetic acid. This acid we are using in our kitchen. What we are using? The diluted acetic acid is commonly called as vinegar. Diluted acetic acid is commonly called as vinegar. Apart from that one, we also use HCOOH. Then this is called as formic acid. Students, we come across many formulas and the names also, they are new for us. So you have to remember. So acetic acid, this is a dilute acetic acid we are calling as normally vinegar. We use in our kitchen for the cooking purpose. HCOH, it is normally can have the formic acid. So remember just two, I am giving the two examples. Still we have many examples are there which you come across in this chapter in the upcoming days. Just you try to remember few of them. So this is the first step of classification of acid based on source. These mineral acids are all strong acid and organic acids are weak acid. Means suppose unfortunately if this acid falls on our skin etc. we don't observe the damage of skin instantly. Okay. If these acids fall, immediately you will get the skin will be damaged, you will get the blisters etc. We say means reaction will be fast. These acids if they fall on our skin etc. we don't observe that much of reaction fastly. Okay, that's why it's called as a normally organic acid. The difference between these two. Second type of classification I'll give. So remember the classification. First is source based on the origin. First are called as mineral acids, which are obtained from the rocks and minerals underground the soil, which are non-living, simply we can say, from non-living substances. Second, the acids which are obtained from living substance like plants and animals. This is the example. Coming to second type of classification, the classification based on the strength. Classification based on the strength. Second type of classification based on the strength. So what is this strength? Now I am saying some acids are called strong acid and some acids are called weak acid. We come across two words, strong, weak. How do you say it is a strong, it is a weak? Means now I will say based on the strength the acids are divided into two categories. First one is called as a strong acids. Second one is called as a weak acids. Strong acids and weak acid. So let me give the first what is the meaning of strong acid. As any acid I will say which ionizes completely, and gives more number of H plus ion. If actually I am giving the total definition of this in the textbook, but if you want to say in one line, what are called strong acids means any acid which can give more number of H plus ion is called as a strong acid. Okay, suppose I am taking the best example for strong acid. Now I was saying that is that mineral acids. Mineral acids are the best example for the strong acids. So when you take the example, if you take HCl, we are taking HCl. When you are taking, it can give rise to suppose if you are taking one molecule of HCl, it can divide to give H plus as well as Cl minus. Suppose if I am taking the 10 molecule of HCl, when you are adding water, 10 molecules will divide to give rise to 10 H plus 10 Cl. Means we are not concerned with how many molecules here there. Okay, whether it is 1, whether it is 10, whether it is 1000, whether it is 1 lakh. If you are adding water, water is compulsory. Water, in the presence of water, they will dissociate and giving rise to ions. Which ions? H plus ion. So according to our definition, anything which gives H plus ion is called acid. So as it is giving, these will ionize completely, and if they are giving more acids, they will be very reactive. They will be very reactive. They will be very corrosive in nature also. So the examples what I was giving, HCl, what you call HNO3, H2SO4. Okay, these are the best example. Okay, H3PO4. I am saying the names once again. HCl, hydrochloric acid. HNO3, nitric acid. H2SO4, sulfuric acid. H3PO4, phosphoric acid. Okay. Next, what are the weak acids? The acids which gives less number of H plus ions, on adding water, of water. Okay, if you are adding water to acid, if it is giving H plus, less number of H plus. Why it is giving less number of H plus? Because due to less ionization. They ionize very slowly. I'll give a good example. Now, as we said, the organic acids are the best examples for these weak acids. So we'll take the example as CH3COOH. The name of this one is called acetic acid. Now what we are saying, the diluted acetic acid is commonly called as vinegar. Suppose when you add the acetic acid, you see here how many acetic acids are there? 1. If it is added, water is added, it will divide to give rise to CH3, COO minus and H plus. Okay, CH3CO minus. This is called as acetate ion, and you can see here H plus, hydrogen ion. How many molecules of acetic acid to? 1. So when it divided, obviously we are also expecting to get 1 CH3CO minus, 1 H plus. Okay. Unfortunately, I am taking 10 acetic acid. So according to the previous theory, if 1 acetic acid is taken, it is giving 1 acetate ion, 1 H plus ion. If it is giving 10, automatically we expect to give 10 CHCO minus, 10 H plus. Like this we expect. But practically when we check, it is not giving 10. It is not giving 10. It is giving 5 or 6 like this. Very less number. Okay, than expected. Why it is giving less number than expected? Because they are ionizing slowly. Okay, means all the molecules. What is the meaning of ionize? It is not dividing into completely converting into ions. It is not completely converting into ions. So those are normally called as ionization. Okay, it is ionizing slowly. So they are converting into ions very less slowly. That's why as a result they are giving the less number of H plus ion. Okay, so this is a definition of this one. So this is our introduction for the acids. So once again, just recalling, in this session we discussed what is called acid, what are the characteristics of acid, what are the example of acids we come across in our daily life, and classification of acids we discuss. In the next session, we'll continue with the what are bases, what are the characteristics of bases, which we'll study in our next class. Write the notes and read the topic. Okay, thank you.